9 months ago, we pit every modern version of the V6 muscle car against each other in search of what we dubbed the best hustle car. Our qualifying criteria: an affordable rear-drive 4-seat coupe with a V6 mated to a manual transmission. Leaving the Chevy Camaro, Ford Mustang, Dodge Challenger, and surprisingly, the Hyundai Genesis Coupe as our competitors. In the comparison test, the Genesis pulled out the win and was proclaimed the best hustle car around. But on the drag strip, purebred American muscle triumphed. The Ford Mustang came in a half second ahead of the rest. The Genesis finished next, with the Camaro hot on its heels. The Challenger came in way behind the pack, suggesting that, on the strip, it's anything but a Challenger. We love the style of that marvelously massive dancing hippo, but its 250-horse V6 was just, to put it nicely, underpowered and outdated. That's all over now. The Pentastar V6 is here. But when we got our hands on one, we weren't exactly sure what to do with it. So, we turned to our always poignant YouTube comments for inspiration.
Too bad the Challenger is
GTR is also a
Mustang is the
V6
boss
in drag races.
Challenger has
loses.
slow, but better
Shame
look
on
than
you,
Mustang.
V6 Challenger
Opinions are like
pure San Francisco.
everyone's got
You're an
one,
idiot.
especially
Such
you.
an idiot.
Ooh, wow, you can insult
Damn, you
people
guys.
over the
All
internet.
caps is a
Great
bit
job,
much there,
man.
buddy. And it's spelled Oompa Loompa.
Clearly, we needed to run the race again. So we rallied the troops. 3.6-liter V6, 305 horsepower, 268 pound-feet of torque. 3.6-liter V6, 312 horsepower, 278 pound-feet of torque. 3.8-liter V6, 306 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque. 3.7-liter V6, 306 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. Just like before, we ran a comparison test, but this time we changed up the criteria. Our quest was to find the holy grail of the people's pony car, the one that best combines sport, functionality, and value in a daily driver. Translation: best-selling variants and automatic transmissions all around. Stuck in fourth is the Camaro. Despite its impressive drivetrain, its failing is its function-be-damned styling. The concept car sheet metal reeks of cool, but leaves the driver with a narrow slit of sunlight between two massive A-pillars. The Camaro's daily usability was sacrificed to the altar of style, as was its chances of winning this comparison. In third, the Challenger. It's easily the most improved car here. Less barge, more sport yacht. The Challenger rides the smoothest of the group, isolating its cabin from the harshest roads. Unfortunately, it's the things that Dodge didn't change that doomed the Challenger once again. Namely, the antiquated 5-speed transmission, subpar interior, and its spinach-be-damned weight problem. Second place, the Genesis Coupe. We weren't looking for the best hustle car this time around, but the Genesis still owns that title outright. The Genesis understandably rides the firmest of the group, but the experience isn't jarring or rough. Instead, it's the Hyundai's limited backseat volume and cargo capacity that do it in, not to mention the polarizing aesthetics. In first place, the pony car king, the 2011 Ford Mustang. The Mustang is not the most entertaining car here, nor is it the most eye-catching or the best handler. The Mustang instead takes these qualities, lessens their ill effects just so, and blends them into an ideal mix. Its shape has undergone 47 years of refinement, allowing it to evoke the spirit of the original car without compromising functionality. But what does that mean on the drag strip? No V8s? No problem. We're taking this seriously. Three, two, one, go. Well, this is awkward. The car here that most proudly exhibits the muscle car ethos is a Hyundai. Check the stats. The Genesis is the smallest and the lightest, and it packs the biggest stick. With the best pound to horsepower ratio, basic physics put the Genesis ahead of the pack on the strip. Behind the Hyundai are the Camaro and the Mustang, passing the quarter-mile mark as equals. But that Challenger with its fancy new V6, it still has a weight problem, finishing this race close to third, but last nonetheless. However, there's a problem. The only Genesis trim available was the track variant Ringer, when all the other competitors were strictly mass-market variations. On top of that, the V6 isn't the volume model. That distinction goes to the far less expensive 2.0T. So what do? Do we say it's a tie between the Mustang and Camaro, even though they weren't even close? Do we go ahead and give it to the Genesis Coupe? Do we add a Barry Bonds-esque asterisk? Nope. The Genesis wins the drag race. The Turbo 4 doesn't compete within our criteria, and it's a track pack, not a drag pack. We're sure you'll argue either way, so let's settle this with an all-out bare-knuckle brawl through the comments section. Let the war of words begin.